What's up, you guys? This is Health Coach Brian. I'm going to jump into another two-part of this conversation about bullying. In the first part, we talked about how beneficial it is to just initiate a conversation with your kids about bullying. And I'm going to jump into a part two of this on what you should be talking to your kids about and how crucial that is into understanding the impact and to learn how to handle particular situations within bullying. So here are some tips. One thing I want you to focus on is open conversation. Start a conversation with your child, asking if they know what bullying is and if they've experienced it or seen it. This is an important aspect of having them learn to verbalize what and conceptualize actually what bullying is. Part two, listen actively. Encourage your child to share their feelings and concerns. So let them just talk is an important part of this aspect. And you as a parent, you're there to listen attentively and provide empathy. Empathy is something that is taught. It's not really just something that is picked up, intuitively. You have to teach empathy to your kids. So provide empathy. Let them know how you feel, how they should feel, and everything with that aspect is totally cool. Part number three, define bullying. Explain that bullying is repeated, intentional behavior meant to hurt or intimidate, especially taking advantage of any physical traits that may be different than my own. Like, so if I was to make fun of someone being short, for instance. Part number four, discuss the types of bullying. Talk about physical, verbal, social, and cyberbullying especially. Role play scenarios. We talked about this in part one. Practice how to respond to bullying situation, teaching assertiveness and kindness. This is part of what we talked about in the first thing. It was go into a role playing scenario of what it would be like for the child to go talk to a teacher, talk to their parent, talk to their friends, talk to the bully themselves, so that you can help them role play this process so that it comes out easily for them, and they've seen it. It's more. It helps them conceptualize the process of interacting with other people. Encourage kindness and empathy. Teach your child how to treat others with respect and understanding. I can give you a little bit of an aspect of my life, what I did for my daughter. There was a situation where we were standing in line for a movie, and she was an adolescent, maybe 10 or 11, and my daughter's a great girl. She's super empathetic, and all this is super important for me as who I am, because we're not the people that bully. We're the people that takes care of the bullies. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so she was making fun of someone that was staying in line with her friend, and I saw her doing that actively, and I think that she was in earshot of that person. So I forced her to go and apologize to that person. So I helped her understand that it's important not to make fun of other people. And within the aspect, you have to understand the significance of that and also what can happen to you if you do that. Develop a support network. We talked about that in part one, to make sure the child understands a chain of command or chain of communication. If it happens to them or someone else, ensure the child knows who to turn to for help, such as a trusted teacher, school counselor, or family member. Staying involved. Regularly ask your kids about experiences and concerns. If they've seen any bullying this week, be something that you can talk about with your kids. You know, when the kids come up home from school and you ask them how school was, they're like, it's good. That's all they ever say. So you can kind of go into specifics on that. This is a really important one. I think this is important. Fostering a positive self-image. So helping your child develop a self-confidence and self-worth. A great way to help them foster a positive self-image is to get them involved into some type of extracurricular activity. I'm a big fan of the martial arts. It helps them, especially for being bullied, learn to navigate themselves in a space, in positions where they're not comfortable with. So it's physically uncomfortable. So it helps them build up an emotional callus, which is another post I talked about earlier. And if they built up this emotional callus toward things that are difficult, it makes it easier for them to interject in those type of things. And the last one, number 10, is seek additional resources. You can go online. I recommend some resources, books, or professional help. Some of the websites is stopbullying.gov, which is a U.S. Department of Health and Human Services page, pacer.org, which is a Pacer National Bullying Prevention Center, and kidpower.org, Kid Power, Team Power, Full Power International. These are all websites that are really accessible if your child is being bullied or even if your kid is a bully. What can you do to kind of step in there? I talked about helping a child understand what it's like to feel embarrassed for bullying another child. In our next series, we'll talk about how to address your child being a bully. So we'll talk about that. I'm Health Coach Brian. I hope this helps. Talk to your kids. Open up a line of communication. Let them see that it's okay to talk about these things. Okay? I'm Health Coach Brian. I hope this helps. Like, follow, share. Send this to a friend. All that stuff. Thanks. Have a good day.